Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are really strapping in for a wild ride. We're looking at relationship drama, totally unexpected road trips, and some pretty deep family secrets.
Yeah, all pulled from the pages of Luck Be a Lady. And it kicks off, not quietly, but with this explosion of chaos at a Las Vegas wedding.
Right. Picture this, the Venetian.
Oh.
Super elegant, marble floors, the whole nice vibe thing.
Exactly. And then bam, ceremony, mid-sentence. Doors fly open.
And some guy, who we find out is Chicago detective Logan Doyle, he just bursts in, looks like he hasn't slept in days, and yells, "Stop the wedding!"
He's running on fumes, like 36 hours awake. It's pure chaos from the get-go.
So our mission today is really to unpack that collision.
Yeah.
You've got Megan West, the librarian who believes in order above all else, and then Logan Doyle, this skeptical, maybe slightly chaotic cop. We want to analyze their journey, the revelations, and how this whole thing just shifts everything for them. Okay, let's start with Megan West. The sources paint such a clear picture of her. Librarian, lives in Streeterville, Chicago, very orderly.
Oh, completely. Her job isn't just a job. It's her life's philosophy, isn't it? Structure, control.
Yeah. She's described as the girl next door type. Dark hair, blue eyes, freckles. But the key thing is that fierce need for control.
Right. The text literally says she didn't subscribe to the chaos theory in life. Everything needs to be organized, cataloged, predictable.
It's like the Dewey Decimal System applied to, well, everything. Her emotions, her past.
Exactly. And you even see it in her clothes, which I find fascinating. For this Vegas wedding, she's the maid of honor, and she's wearing this vintage 1950s dress, pin-tucked black taffeta and velvet. Very structured, very elegant, very fixed.
That era itself, the 50s, suggests that kind of return to order after wartime flux, doesn't it?
It really does. And then the clutch, an antique 1930s Art Deco piece from Bloom's Vogue.
Wow.
These aren't just accessories. They're statements about permanence, things that last. It's a visual representation of her need for stability.
And then there's that weird detail about the number 2. The sources bring it up multiple times.
Yeah, that's kind of spooky, isn't it? Born 2 days apart from her cousin Faith.
Her mother died when she was 2.
Only 2 sexual partners. It's like she operates in these safe pairs, avoiding the unpredictable third element.
A constant search for balance, maybe. Fearing anything outside that neat duality?
Could be. And that intense need for order is why this wedding, Faith and Kane's wedding at the Venetian, is so important to her.
Right, because Faith's first attempt at marriage was a disaster. So Megan is determined this one goes off without a hitch.
The setting, the Venetian, is supposed to evoke Italy, where they met. More romantic, stable history, even the theme, black and white, red roses, it's all very controlled, very elegant.
But then, the first crack appears in the plan.
The best man. Kane's original guy has emergency surgery.
So, last-minute replacement time. Enter Buddy Doyle.
Buddy Doyle. Crusty, PI, retired cop. And crucially, he's dating Megan's grandmother, Ingrid.
And that's the connection. That's the thread that pulls Logan Doyle, the chaos agent, into Megan's perfect ordered world.
Logan. 6'2", broad shoulders, intense blue eyes, but completely exhausted. 36 hours awake, remember?
And the reason he crashes the wedding yelling, it's almost comical.
It is. You expect some dark secret, right?
Yeah.
A hidden love, a massive debt.
Nope. He's there because his family sent him to stop Buddy, his uncle, from committing bigamy.
Because the annulment papers from Buddy's second marriage, not the first wife, she passed away, were left unsigned on his desk back home.
And why were they unsigned? This is the best part.
Go on.
They were apparently shredded by Betty's diabetic cat, Mouse.
A diabetic cat.
And a mouse.
It's the perfect symbol of the Doyle family's specific brand of chaos derailing Megan's meticulous plans.
Just incredible. So Logan bursts in, the ultimate clash of worlds. But Megan, she doesn't just crumble.
No, she's Megan. She forces the minister to finish the ceremony first.
She prioritizes the vows, the established order, over the guy yelling at the back.
Declares a man and wife, then turns to deal with the sleep-deprived cop. That tells you everything about her core right there.
Okay, so the wedding happens despite the interruption, but the chaos is just getting started, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. That cat-induced wedding crash. It's almost immediately pushed aside by 2 massive emotional bombs. One for Megan, one we learn about Logan later.
Let's stick with Megan's first, the big one. She overhears something she absolutely wasn't supposed to.
Right after the ceremony, the forced truce, she hears her Uncle Jeff talking to her dad.
And the reveal is devastating. Her mother, Astrid, she didn't die when Megan was 2.
She's alive. The whole story was a lie. Her father didn't lie to protect Megan. He lied to, well, seemingly protect himself from the truth of her mother leaving.
It just shatters everything for her. Her entire, carefully built past, that neat world based on her mother's death, it's gone.
Instantly. Her reaction is pure panic. The control just evaporates. She bolts from the reception, totally overwhelmed, hysterical, really.
And guess who she runs right into?
Logan, of course. The agent of chaos becomes the unlikely source of calm.
But how he calms her is interesting. He uses that commanding assurance, the cop voice, and his solution.
Pancakes.
Pancakes. He says pancakes make everything seem better. Is that actually comforting, or is it just a cop managing a scene? Maybe a bit manipulative.
That's a really sharp question. I think the source presents it as his default crisis mode. He doesn't do delicate emotional support well, perhaps.
Oh, yeah.
He handles volatile situations. Pancakes are simple, concrete, neutral. It's like emotional first aid. Get her away from the trigger. Give her something basic to focus on.
Right. Redirect. Like police work. Okay, I can see that. It's about restoring a semblance of order his way.
Exactly. And the minute they're alone, the detective brain kicks in. He pulls out his phone.
A modern tool for digging up the past.
And finds the basic facts fast. Astrid Meyer, maiden name, filed for divorce, irreconcilable differences, dad got full custody.
And the detail that comes out later is just brutal. Her dad admits he paid Astrid off to stay away.
A financial transaction, making her disappearance contractual, cold. So harsh.
Now let's talk about the immediate dynamic between Megan and Logan. He clocks her immediately, right? The details, the nervousness.
Yeah, he pegs her as the girl next door type. Notices the lip licking when she's anxious, the freckles, but what really gets him is her attitude towards cops.
She has a serious attitude, as he calls it. And it's not just random dislike.
No, it's rooted in something deep and personal and guilt-ridden. We need to unpack this because it's crucial.
Okay.
Megan recommended a cop to her best friend, Wendy.
Oh, no.
And that cop turned out to be abusive. Physically, verbally.
And the system failed Wendy, didn't it? The precinct covered for him.
Completely looked the other way. They blamed Wendy, said she didn't understand the stress of his job, basically gaslit her.
So Megan feels responsible.
Yeah.
She recommended the guy who destroyed her friend's life and then saw the institution protect the abuser.
Exactly. That cemented her view of cops, or at least the system around them, as fundamentally untrustworthy, capable of betrayal when it really counts.
Yet, even though she distrusts Logan intensely, she won't name the abusive ex-cop, right? She keeps her promise to Wendy.
Which shows incredible integrity, even towards someone she sees as part of the problem. It makes her character so much more complex.
It really sets up their core conflict. She sees the potential for betrayal in systems and authority.
While Logan, the cynic who's seen the worst of humanity, initially sees her optimism as naive. He calls her Susie Sunshine.
But she sees him as representing the very system that failed her friend. Their road trip becomes this pressure cooker for those opposing worldviews. So they weathered the initial storm, the wedding crash, the mother's alive bombshell. Logan then uses his detective skills again, right? Which leads them somewhere unexpected.
Very unexpected. He finds an old guest blog post by someone named Fiona who mentions being at Woodstock with Astrid, Megan's mother.
Okay, a solid lead. Where does Fiona live now?
An address that leads them to a place called the Butterfly Ranch. Megan's probably picturing, gardens, actual butterflies.
If this is Nevada, we're talking.
Exactly. It's a legal brothel.
Oh my God. The librarian ends up at a brothel looking for clues about her mother.
But wait, it gets weirder. Fiona's office, it's not what you'd expect. It's all French country decor. Sunny yellow walls, comfy furniture, and built-in bookcases. Floor to ceiling, packed with books.
Seriously. In a brothel madam's office.
Yep. Local history, latest fiction, everything. Fiona inherited the place from her husband after losing big gambling. She's pragmatic, but clearly values history and stories.
Does she offer any local color besides the business?
Oh, yeah. She tells them about Rosa May, this beloved local prostitute from back in the day. So respected, they buried her just outside the official cemetery fence. A nod to her profession, but also her standing.
Wow.
And she mentions Mark Twain spending time nearby in Virginia City. Adds this layer of rough literary history to the whole Nevada setting.
Okay, but the real goal is Astrid. Does Fiona remember her from Woodstock?
She does. And she has photos, which is huge for Megan.
What do they show?
2 versions of Astrid. One, before her parents died, looking serious, almost severe.
And the other?
Totally different. Grinning, peace sign up, covered in mud at Woodstock, apparently following the band around, just completely free.
That must have been a shock for Megan.
A huge one. And Fiona adds this killer detail. Astrid promised Fiona she'd keep her mud-caked bell-bottoms forever as a souvenir of that moment.
So Megan gets this glimpse of a passionate, maybe even reckless mother she never knew existed. A total contrast to the cold mathematician she'll eventually meet.
It gives her hope, I think. Propels them onward. But of course, the road trip hits another snag immediately.
The car.
The car. The borrowed classic 1957 Chevy Bel Air, Lucille.
Logan says it's blue, Megan says aqua.
That's the one. Classic car, classic argument. Anyway, Lucille breaks down, strands them near this tiny, almost dead town.
Last resort, population.
Not many.
Founded on a silver mine long since played out, now it's just JJ's Golden Lounge and Cafe and the Queen of Hearts Motel, with color TV.
The height of luxury. And who do they meet there?
The welcoming committee. An unforgettable trio. First, Pepper Dior.
Marilyn Monroe impersonator. Former Vegas showgirl, now full-time Marilyn in Last Resort. Then there's Chuck Spicer.
Nevada, king of the infomercial. And the town mechanic.
The one and only. And finally, Rowdy Goldberg.
Mayor, short order cook. Cracks eggs with one hand. Naturally.
These characters are gold, but Logan's cop senses are tingling immediately.
He smells the setup.
Totally.
Yeah.
Why are these folks so happy to see stranded travelers? Rowdy eventually spills the beans.
They sabotage the car.
Yep. Or, as Rowdy puts it, sabotage, or was it fate, their grand plan? A shotgun wedding scheme?
You're kidding.
Nope. Force visitors to stop, maybe fall in love, get married, bring some life and cash back to Last Resort.
The irony. Logan crashes a wedding to stop a marriage, and now he's being roped into one.
Exactly. And Megan's reaction is perfect. She instantly offers Rowdy $1,000 not to marry Logan.
Huh. Still not warming up to them.
Not even slightly. But then, Megan's peculiar obsession saves the day, in a way.
How so?
They get detained, locked in a dusty storage room, basically at the town jail. And Megan, the self-proclaimed cupaholic.
She spots something. Among the junk.
A Wedgwood teacup and saucer. One she's apparently been hunting for since college. A rare piece.
No way. Her very specific librarian-esque knowledge actually comes in handy.
Massively. Her excitement makes the trio Pepper, Chuck, and Rowdy take a closer look at all the old stuff they have stored away.
And they find.
Among other things, an incredibly valuable, century-old Native American blanket worth like $100,000.
Get out.
Seriously, enough money to potentially revitalize the town.
That's brilliant. The librarian's obsession with tiny, ordered objects accidentally provides the chaotic windfall that saves a ghost town.
It's a perfect thematic moment. Her focus on detail yields this completely unexpected, massive reward.
Okay, so Last Resort was a detour. A weird, strangely productive detour. They get back to Chicago, but Megan's not done, is she?
Not even close. She needs to find Astrid. And she gets creative. Uses her cousin Faith's honeymoon credit card trail.
Leveraging the original chaos. Nice. Where does it lead her?
Washington, D.C., to a think tank.
And she finds her mother. This is the confrontation she's been working towards maybe her whole life. What's Astrid like?
Cold. Detached. Utterly clinical. It's bleak.
As she explained.
She confirms the worst part, the lie about her being dead. It was her idea. She told Megan's dad to say it so Megan wouldn't bother her.
Oh, that's brutal. Just ice cold.
And her reasoning. She says she lacked the skills to be a mother, felt safer with mathematics because it wasn't risky like human connection.
Safer with math. Where did she even go?
She moved to Germany, worked at CERN.
CERN, as in the particle physics place, where they invented the World Wide Web.
That's the one. The ultimate temple of logic, order, and empirical truth. Completely removed from messy human emotions. She literally traded motherhood for theoretical physics.
Wow. Did Megan try to connect? Show her the Woodstock photos? Ask about the bell-bottoms?
She did. She presented the photos, the image of that smiling, muddy, passionate young woman, asked about the jeans Astrid promised Fiona she'd keep.
And Astrid's reaction?
Nothing. Zero emotion. Dismissed the jeans memory as stupid.
That's it then. The final nail in the coffin for any idealized version of her mother.
Absolutely devastating for Megan. It completely breaks her. But then Logan shows up.
He followed her.
How? Tractor spending, probably. Used his overtime pay to fly to D.C. It's a big step for him, showing he actually cares beyond the initial, well, pancake offering stage.
He finds her completely falling apart.
Yeah. And seeing her vulnerability finally allows him to open up about his own darkness.
The PTSD?
The PTSD. He reveals the source of all that cynicism and suspicion. His partner, Will Riley.
What happened?
Shot in the neck during a call about a year before all this. Died right there in Logan's arms.
Oh, man.
And Logan carries this immense guilt. He feels he sensed the danger but didn't react right, didn't protect Will. It's been eating him alive.
Is that why he's so guarded?
Absolutely. And he reveals something else interesting. His family intervened. His dad, who's a recovering alcoholic, and Buddy staged an intervention.
Like a formal intervention.
Sounds like it. Forced him to actually talk about the guilt. He hated it, apparently, but it cracked open that wall he'd built.
And there's a symbol of that shift, isn't there? The medallion.
Yes, the St. Michael medallion. Patron saint of police. He'd taken it off after Will died, rejecting that protection, that identity.
But now...
But he pushed him, and he puts it back on. It's small, but it signifies him starting to, maybe not forgive himself yet, but starting to re-engage as who he is, including the cop part.
So they're both incredibly vulnerable. Megan's dealing with the trauma of abandonment. Logan with the trauma of guilt and loss.
And that shared vulnerability leads to, well, them finally getting together.
Logan was prepared, the source notes. The Boy Scout condom reference.
He was. But Megan, even in that moment, is sharp. She observes he uses sex partly as a distraction, a way to avoid feeling the deeper pain.
She accepts it, though.
She accepts it for now, but it leads her to confront him later about his pattern.
The kiss and run, she calls it. Showing up intense, then vanishing.
Exactly. She calls him out on it, and she has this realization.
What's that?
Despite her own history and fear of cops because of Wendy's experience, she realizes Logan is the one who's truly terrified.
Terrified of commitment, of feeling.
Of emotional risk, of loss. His PTSD and guilt make him incredibly risk-averse when it comes to connection. It completely flips the dynamic. He's the scared one.
So confronting Astrid, as painful as it was, actually frees Megan in a way.
Totally. By killing the idealized image of her mother, it frees her from needing everything, including herself, to be perfect and orderly.
She doesn't have to live up to this ghost anymore.
Exactly, and she makes a conscious choice. She steps away from being the always plays it safe optimist, the woman trapped by the number 2.
She decides to embrace risk, emotional risk.
She does. She decides to pursue Logan, knowing full well the challenges, the job, the long hours, the way his training can make him act sometimes, that verbal intimidation stuff, and definitely the PTSD. She confronts it head on.
And she symbolizes this shift.
How?
By doing something totally out of character.
She takes up ice skating, with the Berwyn Blackhawks specifically mentioned.
Ice skating? Why ice skating?
Think about it. It's a hobby where falling down is not just possible, it's guaranteed. It's part of learning.
Ah, okay. So she's actively choosing to practice falling and getting back up.
Precisely. It's like a physical manifestation of her new philosophy. She's doing her research, too, the librarian, in her studies police psychology, family dynamics.
But the skating is the proof. To herself and to Logan. I can fall, I can get hurt, but I'll get up again. I can handle the chaos.
It's her embracing failure as part of the process. And when Logan pushes back, still guarded, questioning their chances,
she lays it all out.
She tells him she loves him. And crucially, she tells him she's okay with him being a cop. She accepts the whole package, the risk, the baggage, the darkness.
That acceptance, that willingness to take the risk with him, that's the final piece.
That seems to be the turning point that solidifies their future.
And the story wraps up neatly?
Comes full circle. 1 year later, they get married.
Where else?
Back at the Venetian in Vegas. The scene of the crime, as the source puts it, where he literally crashed into her life and, stole her heart.
And there's a final callback to Last Resort.
Yes. Pepper Dior, the Marilyn impersonator, is at the wedding.
Perfect.
And she declares the relationship destiny, not luck, driving home that theme. It wasn't about chance. It was about the courage to take the chance.
Hashtag shag outro.
So when you boil it all down, what's the big takeaway here for you, for the listener?
Well, think about Megan, the librarian. Her whole world was built on the Dewey Decimal System, right?
Yeah.
Logic, classification, order.
Yeah.
But the most important knowledge she gained wasn't in a database. It wasn't something you could categorize neatly.
It was messy. It came from facing the chaos.
Exactly. The chaos of the truth about her mother.
Yeah.
The chaos of Logan's job and his past. Even the absurd chaos of that ghost town wedding scheme.
She found fulfillment not by eliminating the mess, because you can't always do that.
Right. You can't eliminate PTSD or a painful family history. But by accepting it, by embracing the emotional risk, she found a kind of certainty, a kind of solidity that her old ordered life could never have given her.
Accepting chaos was her path to real strength. It's a powerful idea.
It really is. And it seems like the Doyle family chaos isn't quite finished. The sources give us a little peek ahead.
They do. The next book in this world, Tempted Again, we get a new librarian protagonist, Marissa Bennett.
Another librarian. Interesting parallel. What's her story?
She's dealing with her own stuff, divorce, budget cuts at work, making her feel like a failure, so she retreats to what she thinks is her safe haven, Hopeful, Ohio.
Hopeful, Ohio. Sounds, well, hopeful. She's looking for low risk, right?
Absolutely, seeking order after her own chaos. But naturally, that lasts about 5 minutes.
What happens?
She immediately crashes the town's Founders Day parade.
Of course she does. And who's there to pick up the pieces or maybe make things more complicated?
Who else? Sheriff Connor Doyle, Logan's brother.
Another Doyle man in law enforcement in a small town, encountering a librarian in crisis.
The pattern continues. Librarians seeking safety, Doyle's bringing the charming chaos. Looks like we've got another deep dive ahead of us there.
Definitely something to look forward to. Thanks for unpacking all that today.
My pleasure. It was a fun one. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
See you next time.